This next game up is a semi-final upper bracket game from the KBG LAN 6on6 tournament. We have got TEAMOXID against Team Solo B, and it is a Blade, Fireball, FLoPJEHZ, KRESTi, stownage and Strafe for TEAMOXID. And for TSB we have Abject, BloOdje, Dialer, H2O, wiaderko and Wood. The maps for this one were Frostbite and Radar. Enjoy the game. As we are going to kick off here on Radar, and I think this is Oxid's map choice. I'm pretty sure it is, and I'm fairly certain TSB's map choice is Frostbite. And we are going to have Oxid on the defense first. I'm going to try and pick up the spawners. I think KRESTi's one of them. He is. He's going to be pressing forward on that respawn. He's got a nade in his hand. Oh, he's going to go for artillery. Okay, that makes sense. As Flop has spawned back, trying to get the CP. wiaderko picks up 2 frags on the side. But I think they've gone for an artillery defense. Artillery isn't going to be able to take out those players. They are pushing in for the flag. I'm going to try and pick them up. And they have picked up on the first push. And they are going to respawn here as well. Only one player did. But they are going to push towards main. TSB have a lot of control here on Radar's first stage. It does look like Oxid semi gave it up. Maybe they took some bad spawns. So I'm not sure who this is, but there is someone ahead. Stownage has been caught out. He's going to try and slow them down a little bit. Nice headshot comes out from BloOdje. So he's going to close in. Have they got a Covey? Maybe he should have tried to give himself if he had a grenade. Rifle comes out from Flop. Doesn't connect. We will see a plant come down outside. Nice artillery comes out, but it shouldn't be able to stop the plant going down. It will get some frags potentially. Yeah, Wood is going to get taken down. He'll get gibbed by the last blast, surely. There we go. Merlin knows airstrikes. I know how artillery works. I know how all these blasts work. I'm going to see 2 players go up top. I think it's just to show off they can actually do the jump, because it's not going to do much else. Unless an Axis player opens the door, then that is a big mistake. They've got like quite a few players here at main, the Axis team. There's going to be one player to revert his revert around towards side. Rifle long range comes in. Panzer gets blasted away. Dialer needs to get revived. Nice headshots from Woods. He is going to be able to get a triple on towards KRESTi, but the revives will come in and the artillery is going to split the attack. Panzer comes out, but it isn't going to connect, and it's going to be 6 frags coming the Oxid team's way. Double artillery as well. KRESTi picks up 2. And that is a nice hold. We haven't seen too many holds from big teams at CP, so they have got a defense on the go, which is nice to see, because I think that's why they gave it up quite early, because I'd say CP is much easier to hold than it is to hold flag, for instance. Rifle's going to come in. Nade at the front. Going to be able to take down 1. Panzer's going to come out a bit too close. Nice rifle comes out from Flop. He is going to push forwards. He's going to go pretty ham. 3 frags coming for him. Needs the revive. But it's going to be TSB to overrun that CP defense. BloOdje picks up 2 frags. And they are going to be able to destroy it and maybe get the damage in. KRESTi, though, picks up 2 frags of his own. Very long range. But the CP will be built up. And I think this spawn came in instantly as BloOdje is going to just push straight out towards those east parts. Quite a lot of pressure being put on towards these east parts by the TSB team. H2O picks up 2 frags on the push. And maybe a jump or a boost. Not going to happen. Actually, a push on towards Fake. As we do have 4 Axis players still at west parts. BloOdje is going to be able to pick up the objective. And there isn't any more pressure being put on towards west just yet. Oh, well, I'll pick up BloOdje. He is going to get escorted by wiaderko by the looks of things. He's actually going to go by himself. I think he's got the all clear on main. He is still looking round, so the potential's there. At least he thinks it is. What's ahead of him? We are going to see quite a few frags actually coming for TSB. So they are going to be able to secure this objective. I'm going to skip straight ahead in free cam afterwards and see what's going on. I don't think they've managed to take position just yet. There's a lot of Axis players here at the west parts. 3 frags coming in. Double for Flop on the MP40. He has dropped that rifle. As the Axis team are now going to have to set up a reasonable defense here at west. They have managed to take off 4 minutes of the clock. Not much, if I'm honest. I think Blade was getting quite heavily blocked to get that strike off, should I say. As we have KRESTi and Fireball on this back spawn. Grenade's going to come out from Fireball. Does pick up 1, and he will get up the gib, and he had a lot of support, I think, from another player. Fireball's going to put a lot of damage in towards the 3rd. As The revives actually will come in. Really nice work. Brilliant revive though from BloOdje. Respawn will come in from the Axis team very soon, but TSB are putting on pressure towards the objective. Abject should be able to get his hands on it. He's going to go for the revive instead. The mine's going to be huge from Flop. He's going to pick up 4 frags, make that 5. FLoPJEHZ mine's doing great work for the Axis team, as he has to get these down again. They haven't got an engineer, and they need to maybe class up, because those mines are very important, especially the Merlin's mine. We're going to call it Merlin's mine from now on, not a goldfish. Well, actually, that makes me sound stupid. Goldfish mine is going to remain. Name is not going to change. As the push is going to come around the back of the Axis spawn. They're going to attempt their push again. Here comes the allied players. Quite a big grouping. They are going to put on pressure on these players in the spawn. KRESTi picks up a frag fireball as well. So they're not even going to be able to force these guys to spawn back, I don't think. It takes a lot to get KRESTi and Fireball to spawn back. They're very, they're very confident. They killed everybody there, so you can understand why. Push coming towards main. 5 players for 6 players maybe for TSB are going to make it through the trenches, and they're going to go quite deep, as it is going to be stownage trying to slow them down. Doesn't do that too much, as Blade's now going to take pressure. Lots of frags going to TSB way. The reply comes in for Oxid, and 5 frags in reply. I really like what I'm seeing from Oxid. We're seeing sort of TSB style multi-frags coming in from multiple players at the same time. And it's very hard to deal with that, as TSB are finding out. The mines are going to go down again. He wants those frags. He wants another 5, man. I don't blame him. Tries to block the airstrike. Not really worth the risk. Gets it done anyway. It's a long spawn, 20 seconds. stownage getting some pressure on main. He has got 2 players to deal with here, Flop. Push coming through. Nice long range shooting. He is going to get taken down though. Make that 3 players. Let's see what someone on the attack can do. Doesn't look like they're going to go for that long push. I'm going to try and take over the back spawn. Nice jump from Wood. It's nice to see. Very skilled movement on this guy. And very skilled aim, of course. He is going to pick up a lot of headshots. But he is going to get taken down. Fortunately, just spawns in time. There's a lot of pressure on the TSB guys, and they didn't have to deal with this sort of pressure from Edit. And to be able to take these guys out, the TSB guys, that is, you have to deal with this sort of pressure. You have to constantly be not allowing them space, be out shooting them, like working together. You're against what? Big aimer. You've got Fireball and KRESTi, use both of them, why not? As the push is going to come towards the truck from Flop, he is going to get a bit of damage towards Abject again. stownage in position for the backup. They're working together so well, these guys. Love it. I'm going to try and see where the allies are going to go this time. Going to split their attack a little bit. Maybe go along the main roads. What's going to hit that jump again? So he is going to be able to take down one. Blade kind of didn't know what was going on. They're trying to push him with the nades. They are starting to take over that back spawn as wiaderko and H2O push over. And here come the mines again for the allies, for the Axis, sorry. And revives need to come in. Really nice gib work, but H2O is going to be able to pick up 2 kills. Push coming over the top again. These mines doing great work for the Axis. And Flop is going to be able to add at least 2 or 3 frags to his tally with those mines. And the respawn of Oxid is going to come in. 3 minutes 51 seconds on the clock. And it could be a full hold. They haven't really got their hands on the objective yet, have they? I think they might have just got their hands on the objective and then he got insta-killed by the mine. Big push coming on the roads. 5 players, 6 players maybe. Lots of fire from the TSB team. They're going to pick up 4 frags. Whoop maybe going to be able to jump across. And he might be able to get his hands on the objective. The mine is in position. Nice little flank from what he does get on the mine. But he gets blasted towards Fake. And the pots are down. They need to get across the bridge to secure this. As the allies might have a little bit of control here. I have done this myself by accident. It isn't. I mean, Wood didn't do it on purpose. It is nice when it happens. But the return is going to come in. TSB, are they on the pot still? I don't think they are, but it's clear of Axis at the moment. Respawn's going to come in. 3 minutes remain. It's going to be what to pick him up once more. He is going to make it away this time. No mine in position. He hasn't got much backup. He's all by himself. And it is going to get secured. Nice frag comes in from KRESTi. And that is going to be the return. Respawners of the allied team are going to come down the main road. I did see a couple go towards the tank depot, I think. As Fireball's going to get a bit of damage into one more. Nice shot from Fireball. That double headshot with the pistol. Just absolutely destroying H2O there. And Oxid, this is probably their biggest test of the event. Other than the group stage, I guess TMT you could say was a pretty big test, but they seem to manage that okay. They did drop a map. Where did they drop a map to? They dropped a map to Eurocans, I think. But I think this is probably the biggest test they've had so far in terms of practice and quality. What's going to get taken out here if he's not careful? Respawn did come in. Yeah, he was caught in no man's land. Not much he could do there. Let's pick up some of the Axis. Push towards main from Flop. Damage from wiaderko. It's going to nearly take him down. They should know he's inside main. There's quite a few kills are coming in on the TSB players. 2 players still in position at these west parts. As they are going to get pressured from Fake. It is going to be Wood to do the jump again. He's going to be able to get across, but the mine is in position. Abject manages to bounce past it. KRESTi on the respawn does push out from the spawn, and he takes down both of the players with the help of Fireball, and it is TSB to pick it up. They have to get this away. Lots of frags coming in for Oxid, and this is just a pass to pass, so I don't think they're going to be able to get this away. KRESTi loops round, gets 1 frag with the Luger, and Oxid looks so strong here. They look so strong. Everything's going their way at the moment. And Flops on the MG. We don't see that too often. Not here on radar. He probably, I think he thought there was maybe a push coming in through the trenches. As he is going to be able to pick up a frag or 2. Haven't seen too much of Blade, let's be honest. He is on the west parts. He hasn't been put under too much pressure. So he's been either just being killed, or his teams have just been helping him out quite a lot. 30 seconds remain. I'm going to pick up the allies. This is pretty much it. I don't think they have enough time, really. They have to do jumps. They have to rely on Wood to get across from Fake. And they are going to push the main road quite heavy. They're going to have KRESTi come in from behind. And KRESTi's going to be able to Luger down 1. Take another out with a Thompson. As the push comes towards the objective. 15 seconds remaining. Not the greatest of airstrikes. Mines again are going to do the work. And this is going to be a full hold from Oxid. And it was constant attacks from TSB, working together as a team, pushing together. And you saw TSB picking up loads of frags at the same time. And Oxid would somehow pull it back, somehow get the frags in. Looking at the stats, we see 87 frags, but we did have KRESTi get disconnected. I mean, we can sort of tell. I mean, look at the death. KRESTi didn't get that many frags, but he probably hit a good 20, 30 frags. Because he was hitting loads. But a big damage that we can see went to Fireball, 3.9k damage. He was playing on the spawn. The frags went to Flop, unless they went to KRESTi. On the other team, a bit of a struggle. Abject picking up 19 frags, doing the big damage as well, 4.5. And you do see Wood with lowest frags and lowest damage for his team. But he was trying to do these trick jumps all the time. And he was picking up the objective. He picked up the objective, what, 3 times, 4 times? And he must have died in, like, basically this spot every single time. Except when he died on Fake. That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. So now they have to reply with a full hold. This is the map choice of Oxid, so you can expect quite a strong attack and defense. And I bet you Oxid are going to push this way. I bet you money. They always do it. Oh, look. What way is Oxid pushing? So then they decide where they're going to go from here. Because they can go either way from here. They are going to get shot in from the sides. Artilleries have gone down, so they probably just go towards main now. Kind of forced. As a lot of frags are going to go either way, but revives will come in for Oxid. As I think they have quite a lot of players left. And I think they're just going to revert again around to the side. They've done this quite a lot of times. And Dyler's going to be semi-caught out. He will have the info, though. That he needs maybe a bit of backup here. He's going to get a lot of damage on towards Fireball there. Brilliant frag comes out from Dyler. He will get dropped instantly. And the Axis, that's it. They don't know what to do because Oxid just played them. And they are going to be able to move in towards side to get that plant down. But we have seen Oxid do this a few times. I mean, you can anti-strat this sort of thing because all you've got to do is watch one of my games, basically. So they're going to get into position at CP, and it's another team. TSB have struggled to hold that CP a few times. We have seen some really nice defenses from them though. And somehow they boosted in, and maybe going to be able to build that CP, but they've tapped it, and that's at least going to stop them from being able to build it themselves. The Axis got away with it there. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And that would have been a forward spawn lockdown. Hands is going to kill stownage. That was poorly timed. Nading through the window. It's going to be able to take down Dialer. No pans that I can see. And maybe a push going to come in from up top. And it is. But it's going to be a gib nade from KRESTi. And they are going to be able to pick up that flag. I'm going to pick up... I guess I'm going to pick up wiaderko. He is going to use a lot of his charge though. He's used all of it, hasn't he? He has... Oh, there's the first line of defense. He's going to get railed by KRESTi's Sten. And KRESTi with the pre-shoot on the revive. Double frag comes out from wiaderko. And the push is going to come in as I think they pretty much open things up. And it's all wiaderko here. Picks up 3 frags. Nice cleanup by Blades. And they are going to have the opportunity to pick up that CP once more. Where is the engineer? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Kills are going to come out. So I guess he's not going to be able to get there on this spawn. And you do see a double engineer making their way towards side. I don't know if the Axis are going to risk it here, because they are on full spawn, long spawns themselves. Nice frag comes out from KRESTi with the Sten. And they're going to push out. They're just going to push out because their engineers are in position. They will get it just before the next spawn as well. So they could have spawned in at CP. But I guess the reason you don't risk spawning at CP, I think if you don't have CP and you try to spawn there, you spawn back. So it's not really worth it. You want to actually get an attack off. Whether you go main or CP doesn't make too much of a difference. Just to get some info. So you'll probably see quite a heavy respawn coming in here at CP, trying to put on some pressure towards these east parts. Let's check out the TSB team. They are going to get in some frags. They have Abject in position as well. Quite a lot of damage. He's got a lot of information. He needs to deal it out to his teams on comms. As we have got Blade sneaking around. He could have an easy frag here. As TSB are going to nail him. I think he killed out. I always like when one player pushes up for fake. What does this quite a lot? H2O at this point. H2O is going to take some shots on the bridge. Has to back away. Nice shooting from stownage. We've seen some great shots from stownage today. As wiaderko is going to get the mine down. First time from the looks of things. And these are the mines that were dealing a lot of damage to the TSB on the team on the last go. I think that was KRESTi trying to help someone bounce down and boost across. That would have been really beautiful. Nade comes across from H2O. That's to stop the boost. But you will see the revive come in. Axis are holding on very well here at East. They've made this a real problem for the allied team. And TSB are going to lose it now. KRESTi picks it up. He is going to make it away. Going towards the long back of the hill. He does get dropped. The revives will come in. I'm going to stick with Flop here. I like to stick with the parts. There is always that ninja opportunity. Wow! Taking a lot of damage in the back there. Flop's going to respawn and pick it up. I think that was just mainly for the ammo. He's going to get escorted by KRESTi. So the frags are going back and forth towards west. And I'm going to do exactly the same what I did last round, where I just free count out. The parts are going to in the back. And you can see that pretty much the same sort of situation. A bit of a lighter defense here from TSB maybe. Double mine's going to help that out. And what? And that was in the trenches. And there are a couple of Oxid players still pushing forwards. That is a short spawn, no big deal. There are 2 players here. Someone's still in the hut. I like that. That's a good way to play it. Fireball being slow and sneaky. So we have Stray pushing across from Fake. Nice shooting comes out from Oxid, and they might have a small window here to pick up the objective. Brilliant Luger frag comes out from wiaderko. I think Stray was pretty full health there. So, the TSB team getting back into position. They do seem to be kind of light here on west, by the looks of things. They normally should have a field and a medic and another medic. They only have 2 medics from what I can see. Maybe they're quite heavy on spawn. Maybe 3 players are playing spawn, trying to mix things up. We do have a player pushed up at Fake. Had a nade in his hands. Not going to be able to get any kills. So Dialer's playing spawn. Abject's playing spawn. I think BloOdje plays spawn as well. I'm not sure. Very overload on the spawn. They should be aware of this, the allied players. They should either try and push it as a team or push the other avenues. Because so far I think the TSB defense has been, I'd say, a bit more solid. Haven't had any frags really going Oxid's way where it's been massive. TSB just, they kept on getting frags on their own defense, and then Oxid just kept on clawing it back. Like it would be the respawn coming in and then just raining the entire team, or mines doing the work. TSB haven't had too much to do at the moment, except just get the frags on the pushes. They haven't had frags go against them too often. Push coming in through main from Flop. Nice shot comes out. So Oxid are starting to pick up some frags, but the respawn's going to come in for TSB. And Blades will try and jump across and get a nade off. A team kill. Hopefully there was a revive there. It does look like it, and they have taken over this back spawn. And they need backup. Why don't you just get all the players here? I know that Axis will probably push this. We'll try and pick up other players. There's a lot of Oxid players dying again. And this is what TSB are great at. It's just all getting frags at the same time. A lot of control here. We see a double full hold. That would be pretty nice for TSB, I think. Long range shooting coming out from stownage. He is going to take some damage. You know his position. But like I say, wiaderko all alone at the pots as a medic, just sitting there. Oh, he has changed it up to field ops. Maybe he classed up wrong for a while. That might have been the issue. So a couple of revives coming in. These guys are trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Respawn's going to come in though. Blade's going to be dealt with. But KRESTi is still alive. He is going to reload. They are going to try and close in on his position. He has managed to get one frag. I'm trying to switch it around to him. Eventually gets dropped out. And I can't really see how the Oxid team are going to get this done. Now trying to put a bit of pressure onto the back spawn. And they're getting shot in the back. Very aggressive play. This is players that aren't even playing on back on the spawn. You see Dylan now spawning in at hut. I think a lot of players did. Maybe they gave up that back spawn. 3.5 minutes remain for Oxid to just take the first map. They need to pick up the pace a little bit. A bit of urgency. KRESTi pushing along the main road. Lots of frags going TSB's way. They are starting to lose players. A bit of damage going against them, but there's just so many TSB players. It's like they're playing with 8 players. Because when you're killing, you kill 2 and 4 more pop up. I was going to say they're like rats, but I think I don't want to. I'm not doing that as an insult. It's actually a compliment. Nice revive play from Abject. More frags going the TSB way. Push out from Abject. Let's get early information. He's actually on a long spawn here. But you should know there's only one player pushing towards Fake. So it's a really heavy trenches pull, the push, should I say. And we haven't seen this from Oxid. And I think this is the weakest part of the defense of TSB. They need to get the revives in. They are going to be able to make it past the strikes, but TSB is just kicking up all the frags. Suddenly the replies start coming in, and they've got massive crossfire. Maybe the parts are going to get picked up. Stray has got the objective potentially in his hands. The nade has been dropped on the pots, and look how long that has delayed them. It is going to be flopped to make it away. The mine's going to do the work again, and Stray's in position still.
Objective taken. West radar parts lost.
You think they've got the parts maybe? I'm not sure. That's actually been secured. I think X-Ray maybe spotted that. 1 minute and 46 seconds remain. That was the best push we've seen so far. But they were there with they were all packs out because they had to all heal up, and they got delayed by a 5-tick nade. They should have just tried to pick it up on that 5-tick. Nice shooting from stownage again. A lot of long range damage. They haven't got much time left. Probably got 1 or 2 pushes. Now starting to put in some damage on Abject and BloOdje on this back spawn. 3 Oxid frags coming in. This is the push we needed to see. But the mines are maybe going to do the work. They managed to dodge it. I'm not sure if on purpose. No mine in position for the Axis team. And it's going to be H2O to try and save things for his team. He is going to be able to pick up 3 frags, but the objective has been picked up. And it is going to be stownage. And he's all alone. Why did they kill out to abandon him? Oh my god. He is actually somehow going to make it away. And they are chasing still. He needs the backup. He is going to get shot by water from the main road. But that kill out. The objective is still on the floor. They can still claim this. As it is only Blood. He needs to get in this revive. Blood has just got the ally players in his eyes. All he can go for is the kills. As KRESTi's going to go towards CP. They need to hold on to main here. The respawning axis are coming in. The grenade on towards main. Artillery at the truck. I can hear it. But what has gone on there? They completely abandoned stownage there. They really shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to try and stick with KRESTi. Where's he gone? 14 seconds to go. They can't do much. He has to just go, really. And I don't think they know where he's coming from. As the spam is going to be here in the doorway. He's got to go on this push. He's not going to be able to make it. And the secure comes in right at the end. Oh, my heart is pounding. I screamed nearly. I screamed when they all killed out around him. Can you imagine being stownage in that situation? I've got it, lads. Don't worry, we've got this. Everyone kills out. He's just like, what? I don't know how he got away with that. I don't know how they picked up the objective. That was just... My lord. Double full hold. It is going to be 1-1. I need a little break. Looking at the frags. As we see 37 come in for H2O. He was going quite big. He was getting those last kills quite a lot of the time on the parts. 8.4k damage going for Abject on the spawn. Looking across the other team though, 38 frags for Stray. Big frags for Stray. We do miss KRESTi, of course. He probably picked up quite a big number. We also see Blade and Flop with over 30. 6.7k damage coming out from Fireball. That ending. And they didn't really have much of an attack the entire time. I'm going to update the scores. But they didn't have much of an attack the entire time. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, they start getting tons of frags on that back push. Maybe it was a bit of nerves. Maybe it was that last second ditch, like, you know, shakes for the TSB team. And I think H2O's frags were really important there. He didn't do much in terms of returning or anything, but just getting the kills in to slow down the grab and Blood didn't get the revives in. There was so many mistakes there. KRESTi could maybe have tried to go main, but I think he would have been cut off because the respawners did come in. My god. So nothing really changes for them. You could say the same for Oxid maybe. I mean, it really depends how they're going to deal with it psychologically. I think it is going to be quite a big boost for TSB. We will see Oxid come out on the attack first here on Frostbite. Fight. And I'm not sure if they've got a Panzer. They normally do in Blade, and it is Blade. He's not shooting early this time. He's taking his time with the shot. He did miss the shot, actually. It hit the side of the wall. You can jump easily with that shot. There's a lot of spam's going to come out on that first push. I don't think they got the plant on the lower door. They didn't. And it is TSB to clean up. Lots of frags going their way. As they are going to hold the camp out on the ladder. It should be a plant in the low area this time. No spam ready to deal with it except the nades. But they can be easily dodged. I think they had an extra engineer if possible, if needed. So H2O has played quite a bit of Frostbite. So we are going to watch him play here. Comes into the office. Notice there's someone up top. Stownage is gonna walk into that crossfire again. The rifle grenade's gonna come out from wiaderko. I think he thinks there's someone behind the box. He's not sure. He's gonna be able to clean things up. Oxid are gonna start getting a couple of kills. Maybe a little bit of an overrun here. And wiaderko is actually going to be able to pick up a couple of frags with those grenades. And he is going to be able to help his teammate Blood. Revives will come in the slower area. And they're going to try and push on over the dead bodies. Rifle going to come out again from wiaderko. As what is already in position lower. Double frags coming out for Oxid. I think that 3. stownage with the 2. KRESTi picks up 1 at CP as well, and they should have to build. This H2O is going to push him from behind. Nice revive from KRESTi. He picks up the revive. Easy build for the CP, and forward spawn will be locked down for Oxid. It was a nice attempt by H2O, but done's done on the CP. It is a hard stage to defend for TSB. They did a pretty decent job on that first spawn. As BloOdje jumps on his own grenade. That was I didn't see that. Aggression towards the warehouse here. Wiaderko a little bit. Nice nade on a respawn, but they should know that's coming. Hands is going to be in the hands of BloOdje. Does take down Dialer. I don't think we had a call from wiaderko. I think he was just trying to dodge it. More players trying to push towards the spawn site. You're going to see spam come down from Dialer. Sorry, from wiaderko. Again, lots of frags going TSB's way. Only KRESTi replying. Aggressive positioning here from Abject. Push coming in towards the courtyards. That a Panzer from BloOdje once more. Big rifle grenade out from Flop though. And 4 frags going the way of Oxid. Revives need to come in. Dialer needs to get towards the objective as well. As another rifle's going to come out. He's one of the last 2 players alive. Nice headshot from Dialer. He does pick up another revive. Really nice play from Dialer. It's going to be 2 players at the objective. They are going to try and hold it off, but it's not going to happen. The objective is going to be picked up by Flop. And he's going to make his run through service. All alone. He is leading the charge. They could cut across the top. They're not going to. He's going to go out onto the wood, past the wood pile, should I say? As a lot of players for the Axis team have actually made it in towards transmitter. Gib comes in nearly for the for H2O. The medic trying to make it towards the trans. I think there's 3 players in there at least. They are down to no ammo, and they are getting closed in on by quite a lot of allied players here. Nades maybe going to come out. As it is going to be able to take down the objective. 1 more player's in position. Rifle from wiaderko is going to get a bit of damage in, but it's going to be cleared out. Oxid are going to set a time, and it is actually pretty decent. 4 minutes 3 seconds. It's okay. I think it's just at the beginning of. It's not super fast. It's decent because that is quite beatable. Again, frag's not going to tell too much of a story. Slightly out-fragged the TSB team, slightly out-damaged. Anything I can spot, nothing really jumps out at me. We had one player from both teams, or a couple of players from both teams doing a little bit more than the rest, but that's always the way it goes. It's very rare that everyone's exactly the same. So TSB to attack. You might have a Panzer in the hands of Dialer as well. You can hear the Panzer come through. It's not. Strike on top. What's going to try and push through? He's going to have 2 to deal with in the office. Strikes have gone down, and it's going to pick up a lot of kills. But the plant will come in. And it's going to be a Panzer actually coming out from Dialer. Quite a late one. Maybe fireball out for full spawn. So that's actually a nicer timing in my opinion. As stownage makes his way towards the back CP. I'm not sure if he's an engineer to build this up or not. He is. He constructed himself into Oblivion. That's one way of doing it. At least he distracted 1 player. As BloOdje makes it up the ladder. H2O taking a lot of damage. Does get in the revive. Push coming towards CP. Stray's going to get in as much damage as possible. But it was just on his spawn time. He was going to kill out regardless. As Flop is still in that lower area. Push coming in. Respawning players are going to get demolished there. Nice frag comes out. Pretty aggressive play from the Axis here. His BloOdje was just trying to get a bit of damage on the engineer that potentially planted service. I think that was Woot. Oxid are going to pick up quite a few kills. 6 frags going the way of Oxid. TSB need to do something special here. Remember, they have to set a time here. They have to beat this time. Whoever gets this is the winner. As a nade comes out from Flop. 2 minutes 15 to decide who is going to move on to the upper bracket final. And who is going to drop down into the lower bracket. Push coming on this spawn side. Oxid are starting to pick up some frags. Their defense is pretty strong when it gets going. So, pressure coming on from the spawn side. TSB starting to pick up some frags. The push coming onto the objective, but the Oxid reinforcements are coming in. Revives are going to come in as well. I thought that was going to be a really bad grenade. It did look like he was going to get some team damage in there. Flop's rifle does come out, does take down one. Dyler's going to try and get someone on the cross. Maybe TSB to pick up the objective and stray again, looking the wrong way. As Abject's going to be able to make it away with the objective. No one to stop him. And he is going to be able to make it away towards office. And he has got the allied players to back up. 1 minute 25 seconds remaining. This is to push into the upper bracket final for the TSB team. They are going to be able to come across the top. Oxid are there to meet them. Only 2 players. Abject's going to just go straight in. No, he's not. He's not sure. He's very unsure here. He wants to go. He's backing off. A lot of frags going Oxid's way. I can understand why he'd back off, but he's going to give Oxid a chance. Respawning coming in of TSB. Nice artillery has gone down. More frags going TSB's way. Another artillery frag comes in. And I don't think he's going to be able to make it past this artillery, as the objective is going to get picked up. And it's going to be 1 frag. Oh, my heart's pounding right now. Oh, Abject's going to go by himself. He is going to try and make it in. He has taken a lot of damage, and I think the objective's in. It's H2O to take TSB into the upper bracket final. And they got a little bit of fortune on that one. There was 5 players shooting at them. 21 frags coming out for Flop. 13 for H2O. That is such a risk. That is such a risk. My heart on that push. My God, I've just dropped my headphone out of my ear. What is going on? What is going on? He basically didn't know what happened, H2O. His teammate died in front of him and he was just pressing forward. He had the objective and he was just in the room. What a lucky guy. So we're going to have TSB move on to the upper bracket final. And after losing out to Elysium in the group stage, I think the upper bracket final guarantees you a top 3 finish. And I have said before, I don't think they're going to be happy with that, if I'm honest. They're still going to want to go for that first place.